Many thanks for joining us. This is Isatou Colley, and thanks for joining us. First, the headlines. In local news, Gambia registered 13 new cases of COVID-19 with no new deaths. Musubakoto Saho emerged 2020 Daily Trust African of the Year. A Gambian in Isatou dies of COVID-19. Family needs assistance for funeral and burial arrangement. 20 women complete training on political leadership. Now the news in details. Confirmed cases in the country to 3,910, 127 deaths, 89 active cases, and 3,692 recoveries. Chaos at the Banjul International Airport as passengers arrive in the country from the red zone countries affected with COVID-19 taken to the quarantine centers. More on this report.
We land here, we understand that we are going for quarantine. They told us that we need to go into this bus, and they cannot put all of us in the same bus. Because of that, we are going for quarantine. We are not going to see our families, and they are putting us together. All of these people, they don't go from the same land. We come from different locations. How can they put us in one bus like this with this baggage inside like this? Are we animals? Because even on animals, you need to give him a chance. So for me to go into this bus like this, I'm not going. I'm not going unless they tell me to take a car and go to quarantine. No problem. Because it's not fair. I pay 2,000 crowns for my quarantine. So why? I'm coming to the Gambia and they put me to a bus like this with how many people in the bus? And they said at least 1 meter or 1.5 meter distance. So why?
I'm fine. I'm not fine, if I would be honest with you. I'm a US citizen, you know, and I work in the healthcare system, and I have 2 of my vaccines, 5 vaccines. I'm vaccinated twice, and negative test results. That's within 20 minutes. And I'm trying to explain. If I had known that coming to Gambia here, I'll be subjected to this quarantine again, I would not have come. You know, and I don't see the justification for quarantine people when they can prove that they are negative, and then I have my proof also vaccination, and I could say that I'm more protected than anybody in this country here when it comes to corona virus. I have my 2 vaccinations, the Pfizer, and I could say here Gambia haven't got a single set of this vaccination here. So why am I being subjected? Would I be subjected to, how do you call it? I think the authorities have to look into this, you know, what they are doing. I could understand where they're coming from, but I think there should be objectivity, you know, of what they are doing. You know, I think this is, it lack, you know, they need policy clarification, you know, which I think is lacking in this issue here. So anyway, I'm frustrated. If I had known, I would not come to Gambia under these conditions.
Musubakoto Saho, a Gambian change maker and tireless women rights advocate, has emerged the winner of the 2020 Daily Trust African of the Year Award. More on this report.
Musubakoto Saho, a Gambian change maker and tireless women rights advocate, has emerged winner of the 2020 Daily Trust African of the Year Award. A 7-member award selection committee led by the former president of Botswana, His Excellency Dr. Fistos Magu, announced her as the winner on January 4, 2020, after rigorous virtual selection meetings which commenced on December 10, 2020. Musu, a 30-year-old lawyer, won the 2020 award for her continuous commitment to ending violence against girls and women, including child marriage and female genital mutilation. Musu, who had also gone through female genital mutilation as a child, still strive to earn quality education that has catapulted her to her current position as a university lecturer, who is also striving to address the injustice that women face daily across Africa. She uses her experience in capacity building, research networking, program development to engage with human rights mechanisms and grassroots, national, regional, and international organizations and platforms. I say to girls, come out and be the change that you can be, because your children may be victims, says Musu while explaining her motivations. The National Coordinator for Thank Your Women, she is a recipient of 2017 Vera Chirwa Award from the Center of Human Rights University of Pretoria, South Africa, recognized as one of the 100 most influential young peasants in West Africa by the Confederation of West African Youths in 2017, and a recipient of Inspiring Gambian Award 2018 by People's Choice Award for Excellence in the Gambia. The chairman of the Select Committee, His Excellency Magu, said Musubakoto deserves the award for her continuous work to end violence against girls and women, including child marriage and female genital mutilation. He congratulated her for emerging the winner of the prestigious Daily Trust African of the Year Award for 2020. Reporting for Gttv News, I am Lamin MCC.
A Gambian in Seattle assistance for the funeral and burial arrangement. The family of Fatou Keita alias Mansari Keita, Suna Jallo, Fatmata Joma Kamara, our gay, regrets to announce the death of Mr. Bure Jawo, a native of Kunta Wood Fulakunda in Central River region. Just like many other Gambians, Mr. Jawo came to the U.S. over 20 years ago, 2 years after he married his wife, who was 23 years old at the time, and lived in New York City during his early days. He moved to Seattle in 2010, where he lived and worked until his demise. According to his niece, Fatou Keita Mansari, Mr. Jawo died of COVID-19, just like many Gambians in Washington state. He was working for a local agency that provides support for people with disabilities at one of their supported family homes. He contacted the coronavirus from one of his co-workers, a Gambian whose name is withheld for privacy. Mr. Jawo was set to return home to his family for good at the end of the month, only to catch up with his death. Local funeral arrangements are in place as the body cannot be shipped to the Gambia. The family needs over $900,000 for the funeral arrangements. If you would like to help, please visit our Gambian Talents TV/promotion website for more details. May he so rest in perfect peace. Isatou Colley reporting for Gambian Talents. More on this report. Men complete training on political for democracy has delivered a training on effective communication for 20 female
in partnership with Communication for Democracy has delivered a training on effective communication for 20 female leaders in the Gambia. The women, aged between 22 and 40s, were drawn from various political backgrounds in the country. They were exposed to tools and strategies to empower their participation and become effective leaders. The project is aimed at strengthening their participation and increasing the representation of women in power and decision-making structures. The second workshop was held this week with a focus on effective communication. Jare Fayinke, 26, and also a UDP political activist from Janjambure, CRR, who works as a teacher, seems ready to face the men at the next round of elections in the Gambia. She said the 2016 elections has completely changed the face of politics in this country, with a female presidential candidate and other dynamic members in both the National Assembly and the local councils. She sees Yakumba Jaite as her role model and wishes to be like her one day. Isatou Njai, Councillor for Banjul City Council and the National Coordinator of Network of Locally Elected Women of Africa, described the process as a new confidence-building method imbued in the participation. Isatou said her intention to contest for the next National Assembly elections has just made it easy with this training. Fatoumata Kamara, 26, who is also an activist working with civil society group with Hope, the Gambia, said she had political ambitions to run for office by 2026. Program coach and national coordinator of Think Young Women, Musubakoto Saho, who is also a lecturer at the University of the Gambia, said she met these ladies from diverse political backgrounds and has no doubt that they are special in their own ways, and also had the passion and were interested in politics. But for the longer time, women have been sidelined to participate in politics. Sahar said seeing them in the second round of this workshop, convented after 2 months of practical coaching, has been a different vibe altogether, and that they are exceptional and at practicing what they are learning and were ready to work in achieving their political goals. Reporting for Gttv News, I am Zainab Hussain.
A Gambian in Seattle dies of COVID-19. Family needs assistance for funeral and burial arrangements. 20 women complete training on political leadership. Thanks for joining.